Welcome to the All Sports Matter podcast. I am your host, JB, as you can see. And with me tonight, I got my four brothers. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and we got a special surprise for y'all. So let's just go right to it. Bring my guys in. Fellas, jump on in there. Let's introduce yourselves because we got something special happening.
Your four brothers or three? Your three brothers?
I don't know. 4-3 is all of them. You know, Rob got extra personality, so.
I do.
That's just that booming voice.
It is the booming voice. Either way, I got with me here tonight, in case y'all didn't know, Fleck, Mr. Two Belts Moore, All-Star Poppy, better known as Amir Shiraz Ortiz, and the chef is in the building. He made it to the finals. Give it up for Desmond Big Chefin Robinson.
Congratulations, big bro.
Much appreciated for sure.
Now, I'm waiting for folks to come on and start jumping in here so I can put this stuff out here. But I'm sure some of y'all or most of y'all have seen the post. Your boys have come up on this major opportunity to jump onto this radio show. So this is what we doing. We gonna have the radio show live on Sunday mornings. It's gonna be 10 o'clock. Y'all can listen to us on the show. Y'all can check us out. Tell us what y'all think. With that comes some upgraded stuff with our production here, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But first, while we talking about that, let's start talking about sports. The main thing that's been happening, because basketball's over, football's over, is baseball season. You see Amir got on his garb right there. The All-Star game just happened. Amir, you want to give us a recap of what happened?
I'll tell you one thing. There was been debates online. It's been going on for years actually. Which All-Star game is the best? I think we'll start there. That way we get everybody going as far as debating. But I personally believe the MLB baseball All-Star game is the best All-Star game on top of the Pro Bowl. I think the NHL's hockey All-Star is the second best, better than the Pro Bowl, and then the NBA will be third and the Pro Bowl will be fourth.
Man, the Pro Bowl is
The Pro Bowl
Garbo.
Yeah, we're not even mentioning that.
That's a flag football game now.
Honestly, the NBA All-Star game don't count either. NBA All-Star weekend is what people tune into. The game, not so much.
Well, the game, if you like offense, you
but
like
now
it.
they don't even have conferences. The All-Star game was supposed to be this conference versus this conference. Not even
I like
it's
the playground
pickup game.
I like it playground.
I like when they had the East jerseys. When it was in San Antonio.
That the Joker was the last pick of that draft this past All-Star. Remember that?
I mean, he's not the All-Star game is not built for his talents.
Right. He's a T-Rex in that environment,
He's
basically, with little arms.
The All-Star game is getting up and down the court.
Yeah.
That ain't Joker's game.
He ain't trying to do all that.
But for a while, Major League Baseball caught flack because the All-Star game decided who had home field advantage for the World Series. They tried that, I think, about 10 years. They did that, and every year they complained until the new CBA came out. And the moment they voted for new CBA, they was like, yeah, no, eliminate that. But the All-Star game mattered. Baseball players care about the All-Star game. I think this is the first year that a lot of players sat out, obviously due to injuries. It wasn't because they didn't want to be there. But, man, I'm telling you, the baseball All-Star game is definitely where it's at, beginning with the home run derby. The day before, that for some reason, that's a show in itself. They can do that every year. And I don't know if you guys remember the worldwide world of sports, whatever it was called back in ABC back in the day. Wide world of sports.
Wide world of sports.
Hey, I'm Puerto Rican, okay? The only one in the group, by the way. I'm just throwing it out there so we start the radio show.
Rican.
You know it's me.
So you're the only one?
I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay. So they used to do that. They used to have
Puerto Rican. I'm a deep Puerto Rican.
The greats. Hank Aaron, Roger Maris, they used to have those guys do home run derbies every Saturday on that show. So let's just show you that the home run derby was a big deal, or it still is a big deal. So but we are halfway through the baseball season. I know Fleck is waiting for me to say who is the best team. I can see it. I can see him on his
Say
face.
it.
He looking like when AJ hungry. Okay,
Say
he
it.
know what I'm about to say next, and
I'm
that
about
is
to mute
the
all
Atlanta
y'all.
Braves. In spite of the Tampa Bay Rays hot start,
They're balling too, though.
but they finished the regular season losing 7 straight. So that's crazy, right? So
I'm about to be
baseball
like
is
Orion
that.
Horn
We're gonna
and
have
mute
baseball
y'all.
until the OTAs start up next month and the exhibition games. So it's a big deal. Just thinking about the teams who, if the playoffs were to start today, who will not make it. The Yankees will not make it if the playoffs started today. The teams that spent over $300 million this past season, the Mets, Padres, they will not make it. So just imagine all these teams spending money and these teams trusting the process, as Philly did with Embiid and dropping the ball with Markelle Fultz, obviously. That would always haunt the Sixers. I don't care what anybody say. That trade will haunt the Sixers for decades to come. But hey, I'm excited about baseball. We want to talk more baseball. We could sit here and do that.
So you said the teams that didn't make it. I think for me, I'm more surprised about the teams that are exceeding expectations. The Reds, the Rangers. Nobody saw that coming. You did?
I saw the Rangers. The Rangers spent $532 million last all season.
But 180 of that is hurt now.
No, I understand that. And then you'd be surprised they're doing this in spite of Jacob deGrom being out. But they spent $500 before Jacob deGrom.
Right.
They spent Corey Seager, Marcus Semien. Then they went out and got Jacob deGrom for $236, something like that.
But as the Mets are showing you, spending money the Mets and the Padres doesn't automatically equals immediate success.
No, and they have a lot of this month's gonna be interesting with the trade deadline coming up. Are the Mets sellers? They might want to unload Scherzer's contract. Scherzer already said trade me, which is crazy. He was the first one to say trade me.
I don't know if Cohen would allow the Mets to be sellers.
If you want to dump contracts, yes, they would. Only to go after Ohtani next year.
We'll get into that another time. The Diamondbacks, they're playing good ball.
And I want to go back to what, I don't know if you remember, you said something about the Diamondbacks when I did my preview show on the Pride and Passion Baseball Talk. I discard them. So I apologize to all the Diamondbacks. I thought there was still another year, because they did have a lot of young stars. But after I did that show, they signed Lourdes Gurriel and they signed somebody else. I don't remember the top of my head. So that got them more veteran presence on a young team. So they got quite possibly the best pitcher in the National League is Zach Gallen. And they got the National League Rookie of the Year in Corbin Carroll. So Diamondbacks are doing something right, and everybody wants to spend money, but nobody wants to do what the Rays have done, what the Orioles is doing right now, and that's investing in their farm club.
Right.
Yep, I 1,000% agree. And you spoke about trades and everything else, and people going after Ohtani. Will you think the Angels are gonna try to trade him to get something back, or?
I think the only team that has the goal to trade for him, I should say, right now will be the Yankees. They're the ones that are willing because they're desperate. Yankees are the sad part is they're not losing; they're just not in a position to be elite right now, so they panic. The Yankees always been panicked, so they'll give up Anthony Volpe, they'll give up Peraza, they'll give up their studs that in the minor league.
I was about to say, do they have the pieces that the Angels would let?
Yeah, they do. They do. But if you was to ask me, will the Angels trade them? No. The Angels want the ticket prices, the season ticket holders, and they'll just lose them out at the end of the season. Unfortunately,
right.
They won't trade.
I think if and this is just me, I think if they get up to, the day before the deadline and they are getting that sense out of the Ohtani camp that he's absolutely not re-signing with them, they'll try to I'm sure they're having conversations, or teams are calling saying, hey, and they're putting those in the back of their head for if something.
I'll tell you one team that's intriguing right now for Ohtani. It was the Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners, low key, especially this All-Star weekend, treated him like the king of Seattle.
Yeah, they did.
They knew it was at stake.
Yeah.
They put him up, and they didn't care what the rest of the players coming into town. It was all about
the assignment.
Ohtani's show.
They understood the assignment.
And he said, yeah, they understood the assignment. And Ohtani said, you know what? They blew me away because they have a huge Japanese contingency due to Ichiro.
But would the Angels trade him to a division rival, or is that something where at the end of the season he's going to have to walk and say, "Hey, I'm going to Seattle"?
No, I think
I
he'll
don't know if the
sign.
Angels will trade him to the Mariners.
Yeah, no, I don't. At this point, I don't think the Angels care who they go to. They just lost Mike Trout for 2 months. Anthony Rendon is going to be out for probably the rest of this month. Yeah, it's not looking good right now for the Angels, who have been competing. They have been competing. Only a few games out for the wild card, but I don't see them getting any better. And I don't think they're going to show Ohtani this is where he wants to play or he needs to play. Ohtani's going to go where he feels comfortable, and it's not going to be about the money because the money's going to be there regardless. This is going to be a $400, $450, $500 million contract easily, so the money's going to be there.
Right, no matter where he is. Right.
Yeah, he wants to go where he's going to be loved and wanted, and he can feel comfortable. Being away from home, being away from Japan, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Look out the Dodgers. I said it's gonna come down to the Dodgers and the Mariners at the end of the day.
And I know you mentioned. Well, you kind of just answered my question that I was about to ask. I was about to say, I know you mentioned the Yankees. We're hearing Mets. Do you think he'll go to the East Coast?
He doesn't have a choice as far as trade.
Well, yeah, I know a trade. No,
this is crazy. He's still under a rookie contract, which is unheard of. He doesn't have a say where he goes until he hits free agency, right? So he's still under rookie contract, which is insane to me. And for the first time ever, he signed a 1-year contract for $30 million because he was under arbitration this coming season.
Yep.
So this is unprecedented waters when it comes to this contract. He's going to blow this contract to be out of proportion. The Dodgers dropped a lot of money this offseason to quite possibly make a run at Ohtani. I can see that. But again, it's going to come down to where he feels comfortable. Does he like California? Does he like Seattle? New York is something not everybody likes.
I think ultimately obviously not if he's traded, but if he gets to choose in free agent, when he gets to choose in free agency, I think he'll stay on that West Coast. I don't see him going on the East Coast because of that Japanese fan base.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, ESPN better do another free agent special like they did LeBron when he announces where he's going.
I do,
because this is how big of a deal it is.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big deal, and I do think he goes right across the highway. He gonna look real good in Dodger blue.
Of course you do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, first of all, don't be a hater. Don't be a hater.
I'm not being a hater. I just said, of course you do.
I'm just saying.
You're a homer. I mean, that's okay.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
The Braves got the best record. I can say that I think he gonna look good in Dodger blue.
I'm not debating it.
I know I'm messing with you. It's all good. But y'all, we sitting here talking about trades, and y'all already know where I'm going at, because the biggest news about trades came out a couple of weeks ago when Dame asked for a trade. So where do we think he's going? I know he said he wanted to go to Miami, but is he actually going to go there? Because I saw a story come out today that said Miami wasn't real impressed with that offer, or Portland wasn't impressed with Miami's offer, and so it's kind of making them not want to do things with them. So what y'all think?
I think ultimately it's either Miami or bust for Dame. Portland already said, "Hey, we'll drag our foot. We ain't in no rush. 2-3 months down the line, then we'll trade him. But they're not gonna just trade him for the sake of trading him. They're gonna want to get good value for him, obviously. And if that's somewhere other than the GM for Portland already came out and said that if that is somewhere other than Miami, then that's what it is. They're gonna do what's best for the organization. That being said, I think they'll try to work with him to get him to Miami, whether it's in a 3-team trade, multiple team trade type deal. But
I'm not understanding Portland trading for Tyler Hero. That's not, like you said, value. That's not the same value whatsoever.
Well, he just be a part of that package because they want way more than that. They want 4 first-round draft picks. They want to be able to do pick swaps. They want two stars, premier players traded as well. So Tyler Hero is just one facet of it, but I'm still like, who's gonna give you 4 first round draft picks?
I mean, it's not out of the question.
It's not, but I would be shocked if they did.
Been traded in the recent past, other than Bradley Beal, which I did not understand that one. That was
nobody understood that trade.
They got multiple first round picks and pick swaps, so
I can deal with multiple.
Probably the biggest name out of maybe other than. Well, I mean, even bigger than Donovan Mitchell, but he's probably the biggest name. Yes, he's up there in age, but he just averaged 30.
He's still tough.
But that's why I said that it'll be a multiplayer. It'll be a multi-team trade. It won't be a straight up Tyler Hero and picks from Miami going to Portland. It'll be the picks from Miami to Portland, Tyler Hero going to the Nets. You know what I'm saying? It'll be something like that. It won't be a straight up swap for him.
Because I'm about to say, do the Heat have 2-star caliber players outside of Jimmy and Bam that they can involve in the trade?
No, the biggest names are Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson.
That's what I was just about to say. Duncan Robinson. The way he played this playoff.
That's like trading for left Twix and right Twix. It's the same thing.
Right, but they're not going to trade Jimmy. They're not going to trade Bam.
No, Bam.
Those two are like off the table altogether.
They say
that. I mean, Portland
knows. Include Udonis Haslem. Can
we get him to the Lakers?
What are they going to include him for? Do they need somebody to rock the chairs for everybody in there? Like,
they go include Udonis Haslem in his retirement ceremony.
That boy ain't allowed to leave Miami.
Just the sweet.
He has been in Miami all his life. He ain't going nowhere.
That boy is not allowed to leave Miami. He left Miami one time, and that was when he went and played for the Gators in college.
He went up in the game. That's as far as he made
it. That boy ain't going nowhere. Either way, we got Dame on the block. They still trying to figure some stuff out. You also got James Harden. What's happening with this guy?
I don't understand this whole situation.
I don't even.
Like you could have been a free agent. Probably would have got a close to max deal.
He wouldn't have got the money he opted in.
But the point is you re-back up, you exercise the player option, $35.6 million. That's nothing to sneeze about. $35.6 million to go back to Philly, but you won't out. So that and that kind of plays into what I was about to say. That lets you know that market for Harden isn't what he thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because why else would you opt in and then ask to be traded when you could have just left?
And then what happened with Houston?
That much money, right?
What happened to Houston? Because at one point they were saying he was heading back to Houston.
Well, he was trying to.
And what happened with that? It just all fell apart in like the 23rd hour.
Once it's on Van Vliet and Dylan Brooks, they didn't need Harden no more.
They didn't need him. They didn't want him.
Harden, to be honest.
I don't think they even needed him or wanted him.
They definitely didn't want him down there. Their young guns had already come out like, we don't want him down here.
I don't think they. Yeah, I don't think he. Yeah, he wanted to go there. He missed the strip clubs down there. He wanted to go there.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Mr. Make It Rain wanted to come home.
I mean, you got him missing the strip clubs, and you got Ja Morant missing the guns.
The gun range?
Yeah, because
missing target practice.
His buddy then got arrested for a fight that broke out at his house over a pickup game of basketball.
Yeah.
He need better friends and role models. I don't know what's up with that young man.
Yeah.
Some other NBA news, because I'm exhausted talking about Ja Morant right now.
You messed up right there. You should have said, speaking of a young man, then boom.
Right into it.
I could have went there, but I was going a whole nother way when I was talking about getting arrested and stuff like that. Now we going into talking about these rules with the technical fouls coming with the approval of flopping. The NBA approved a rule that said you will get technical free throws for flopping in the game, and the coaches will get a second challenge if the first challenge was won.
Successful.
Both of them successful. One, yeah, I said it. I like both of these rule changes, especially the flopping rule, because that was starting to take over the game and it was getting on everybody's nerves.
I'm kind of up in the air about the flopping thing.
Got it to you, Marcus Smart gone.
Huh? No, not even for that. It's like it's subjective and it can't be challenged. So the ref can say that it was a flop. Like I saw one in the summer league. Dude got hit. He got elbowed and he fell. And they called him for a flop, but it can't be reviewed.
Yeah, it's supposed
But
to be
he actually did get hit with an elbow.
No, it's reviewable.
No,
Well,
It's not meant to stop play.
right. The coaches can't review it.
No. So before they actually give the tech, they're going to review to make sure it was a flop. You know what I'm saying? So they're not stopping play for the flop, which I think is a good thing. Somebody flops, they just don't call it. They're going to say, hey, there's a flop here. When there's a dead ball, we're going to go back and review it and then give them the tech for the flop that allegedly happened.
Why would they wait?
The penalty.
Why would they wait though? Because if you call that right then, you honestly should stop and review it right then. Because if you continue to play, there's no telling how long it's going to be, and then you still got to shoot free throws.
And
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but that's why they did it in the summer. That's why they're doing it in the summer league, so they can try to get the timing down of how they want to do the stuff. And the person that you're talking about that caught the elbow to the throat while he was getting shook out of shoes was what his name is? What your boy name is? The skinny boy, Wembanyama.
No, it wasn't him.
It wasn't Wembanyama.
It wasn't Wembanyama. It happened to him too. He got a tech in his first game.
I don't know who it was. Somebody that's probably going to be in the G League. I don't know who it was, but they called him for the flop, and then like the station did a replay,
right?
And he actually got hit. Like he actually got elbowed.
And I brought it up
because he was kind of delayed falling, maybe, I don't know, but he actually got hit with an elbow.
It could be, but the reason I brought that up because the same thing happened to Wemby in his first game when he only had the 9 points, however many points he had. He got crossed up pretty severely. Dude hit him with the elbow, and then he went down and he got called for the tech that said he was flopping. Which, speaking of him, he did get shut down after 2 games because he had 9 in the first game, and then the second game he went for how many, Rob? 27.
27.
He ain't gonna do that every night. He gonna be closer to the 9 points. I called it right there.
The top 4 picks have all been shut down so far.
Yeah. I know one was shut down for
Miller got shut down. Scoop.
Yep.
He shut down.
Scoop got hurt and got shut down.
Yeah,
and
2 or 3.
Amen is down because he got hurt.
Yep. One of them got an ankle, one of them got a shoulder, huh?
Scoop got the shoulder.
Scoop got the
Got
shoulder.
the ankle. He got the high ankle sprain.
So they're shutting down all. I mean, and I guess, you know what I'm saying.
Well, I believe they're shutting down Wembanyama because they don't want tape out there of him.
Right.
They still want him to be some type of mystery coming into the regular season. Yes, we can go overseas and watch him play for France or whatnot.
He played 2 games against the G League too.
That's what I'm saying. It
So
was just
there's
2 games. They was like, okay, that's enough. You've seen it, and he
There's
did his thing. He's 27 points. I don't think he's going to be a flop, but I don't think he's going to be this dominant thing, like a force of nature.
He's gonna have to put on some weight.
He's going to end up putting on weight. He's going to adapt to the game.
If he puts on some weight,
He's a problem.
Yeah, he's gonna
He's
be a
not trying
problem.
to be a center though.
He's a problem.
I mean,
'Cause
7'5" with those kind of handles,
But
can
is
step
he-
Yeah.
back, shoot the three. Like that's unicorn.
But he's not trying to be a center though.
But
That's
if
the
he
thing.
put on weight like
I
that,
mean,
he
but
be able
that's
to
the
move as
thing.
fast as he been moving.
Yes.
I mean,
I mean, look at
he put
this.
on 100 pounds. He put on
Look at
20 pounds.
look at Giannis.
Good.
Look at Giannis. When Giannis came in the league, he was
Exactly.
thin.
Perfect.
And when he
example.
put on some muscle, it
Perfect
became a
example.
real issue out here for everybody. And that's what I'm saying.
Perfect
These
example.
European players hit America, and they have that wide open game that they play over in Europe. Once they get used to the physicality of the U.S. game, in which I wish Wembanyama wouldn't have said that it was more physical in Europe, because now Draymond Green is looking for his neck during this season. But I digress. And but yeah, Wembanyama, once he puts on some weight with that shooting range and that knowledge of the game and that height, he's going to be a problem.
Man, I about had a stroke just now trying to read that message that was to you here.
Yeah, I was too. I wasn't even going to acknowledge it because I'm not even sure it was English. And I thought it was JPP, but it wasn't. It's
What
Brad
just
White.
happened?
I can't see
Jesus
names,
Christ.
so I don't know
I think
who
they,
it
I
is.
think they sip in the same water out in Flint. But
Who is it?
That's Brad White.
Brad White.
Ooh, I almost caught a stroke.
Lord, Jesus.
I about had a stroke trying to read that one.
Yeah, I'm
Man.
not even.
So right now, we gonna take a pause in the show real quick so we can real quickly plug our radio show. We will be once again live on Sunday mornings. Y'all can listen to us at www.vibe95station.com. 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. You can check us out every Sunday. We gonna be on there just shooting the breeze. You might hear some stuff that you heard tonight. You might hear some other stuff. You never know. But we will be doing things on live on the radio, so y'all can check us out.
I love it.
It's gonna be an amazing time. We also, I figured now is a good time to bring this out. We also will be introducing a call-in feature. Yeah, our production manager is kind of stepping things up. I think he's looking for a raise. He's not gonna get it because we're not paying people. But he's looking for a raise, and so he got us set up with a call-in number. We'll be putting that out to y'all so y'all can call in and talk to us and just get on the radio with us, and you can also get on the show with us too, because we'll be able to call in, we'll be able to talk to us, we'll hear you, you'll hear us, and people will hear your crazy opinion. You can do more than just type. You could be more than the keyboard gangster. We might invite Quincy to call, because I don't know if I want to put the number out to everybody, because some people.
They just be calling and they be bored. We don't need to be live. They just want to call somebody.
Right. They just gonna be calling. Like we not there all the time. I just want y'all to know.
This ain't that type of phone call.
Right. We got people that's all over the place.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
I came with y'all.
Y'all go ahead and continue on. I need to go and get with the production manager.
That's
real
Brad
quick
White.
so
He can call when he's lonely.
I mean, as we all know, I have no life, so
Hey, we appreciate the congratulations from everybody. We really do. Baby steps, right?
Baby
That's what
steps.
that's together,
Yep,
baby
baby
steps.
steps. Already.
You ain't got
What
nothing
we
else to
gonna
do
talk about?
Sunday mornings. Tune in.
Yes, sir. What we talking about next?
Also,
What's
do
up
it if you
next?
download the Parlay app. Parlay. It's an app. You can get to
Hey,
it.
so we got our first caller in here. Hang
Uh-oh.
on 1 second.
You got what?
You got a first caller? What just happened? Come again, say what? Are we supposed to be quiet while we wait for the caller?
This is
I know.
awkward.
An awkward
Hello,
silence.
caller. Are you with us? Did he hang up on us?
I would
That's
too.
a shame.
This is awkward. Or is he
This
calling?
is weird.
No, he called. He was on the line. He just hung up. I don't know what happened.
I don't like
Oh
it.
well.
Crickets are playing.
I know, right?
You can't trust people named Tito. I don't
Where
know.
the sound effects?
Oh man, he the
I know,
first
right?
caller?
That's what I was looking for.
Man.
I'm gonna see Tito. If you're still out there, if you're still watching, go ahead, call us back. But we gonna go ahead and move on. Oh, wait a minute. The phone is ringing again. Let's see if we can get him in this time. I hear the answer.
I just want to say,
Hello,
Tito
caller.
be calling me through Facebook Messenger and be video, but the video shows his hair because he don't realize what be going on. I don't know if he's the right one to get on the phone.
I think he's on. Can y'all hear?
I'm getting nothing.
I hear the crickets.
That's what I hear.
What is happening?
We just need to move on.
Yeah.
Yep,
We
it don't seem
can,
like it's working. So
yeah, we can hit that another time.
At least we know Mika T is watching,
go another way.
and she wants to defend her baby. Appreciate the support, Mika T. Speaking of support, the Jets supported their defensive lineman, Quentin Williams, agreed 4 years, $96 million contract, $66 million guaranteed. How much support do you need? $66 million guaranteed worth. Fair, not fair, more than fair.
Mark, it's the
Market
going rate.
value.
It's the going rate.
It's the market value.
Jeffrey Simmons got his money. What's the other boy?
De'Aaron Payne.
Darren Payne got hit. So Simmons got $2 million more than Payne. Then Quentin Williams just got $2 million more than Jeffrey Simmons. They're all looking for Aaron Donald. Nobody's catching Aaron Donald yet, though.
Yeah, he's different. Yeah, he's different from all of them.
It's fair market value.
Yeah.
You got market value. It's just like the quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? When they, you get your money, then I'm finna get mine. I'm getting $2 million, $3 million more than you, $5 million more than you. Then Jim comes in, he's gonna get $5 million more than me. You know what I'm saying? So it tracks.
Yeah.
So that being said, obviously all of the talk about the Jets this offseason was on Aaron, sorry. Or A-Rod. It works either way. Before we move on to the fact that they're going to be on that show. On a blank
Hard Knocks.
Yes, Hard Knocks.
Worst mistake ever.
I know we discussed this already. We're going to discuss this yet again later, but for the sake of the show now, since we're on the subject, with the Jets locking up their defense, they already worked on their offense. Where are you placing the Jets in the AFC East?
Honestly, it's going to depend on which Aaron Rodgers they get. If they get Aaron Rodgers from last year, then they're third. But if Aaron Rodgers finds a fountain of youth and, plays like he wants to, wants to be there, they can challenge. It's going to be a 3-team. I don't see the Patriots doing much. But between the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets, probably in that order, Bills, Dolphins, Jets, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting.
I think they get 2.
And with the Dolphins, it's also going to depend on if Tua can stay healthy.
Tua can stay healthy. Yep, that's what I was just about to say. If Tua can stay on his feet, and if that what's he doing, jiu-jitsu in the judo or something like that in the summer, and put on some nice weight. So if he can stay healthy, it's going to be hard to get past Miami in that division. But I would have gave them a better chance if they hadn't signed up for that show. That's like your quarterback getting on the cover of Madden. You're literally playing with fate. I'm just saying it doesn't bode well for your squad when you're on that show or when you get in a Madden cover. I'm just gonna put that out there.
But they volunteered for it.
I know they did. Most stupid people do volunteer for stuff.
Most years they like end up having to force the team to do it.
Sometimes. Like remember Detroit. Detroit got on there, and Detroit did better than they usually did. So they might be the anomaly, but there have been teams like, for example, when my Baltimore Ravens had a long time ago, we had just won the Super Bowl. We turn around and we go straight nosedive that next year.
We're being greedy.
What did the other teams on that went on Hard Knocks do? Any of them?
I think the only team that got on Hard Knocks and
I'm just asking.
The only team that went through Hard Knocks and still competed, and I think went to the Super Bowl, was Kansas City. I think that's the only one I can remember.
Going off of
they didn't win a Super Bowl, but the Cowboys were on there a couple of years ago, and they had a pretty good season.
I was just going off of Rob earlier comments when he compared it to being on Madden.
Somebody getting hurt.
I think that Madden curse has been broke though, because like the last few players that's been on it, there's nothing that's happened.
Tom Brady broke that curse.
Yeah,
I think Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady. I mean, but he's Tom Brady, so
people still get hurt though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are the Bills still the favorites in the East?
In the AFC East? I think so.
I
mean, for me, they got the best quarterback in the division. No shade to Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is like 70 right now. So they got the best quarterback in the division. And I mean, what did they lose on defense? Edmonds, that was it, right? For the most part,
two cornerbacks.
Didn't they lose a cornerback?
Because Elam and Tre'Davious White are still there. Poyer's still there.
Yeah.
Poyer,
Hyde is still there. So, I mean, for me, I think, like I said, I think it's going to be Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots.
That'll be my breakdown too. Even though I honestly think Miami, then Bills, then Pat, then Jets.
And see, I'm scared to put Miami because I want to say Miami, but I'm scared to put Miami because of Tua.
You don't know what you're gonna give it to.
I don't know if Tua's gonna stay healthy because if Tua gets hurt, who's the backup?
That's a great question.
Bridgewater's not there now.
That's a great question. I don't even know. Now, the one thing that might change everything is the signing of DeAndre Hopkins, and if they can get Dalvin Cook on the same squad as Hopkins.
I don't know.
I don't see that happening, but it's
Hopkins
possible.
wants to play for a contender and he wants to get paid. He's gonna have to choose.
Yeah. He's gonna have to choose. He's grabbing struggles and doesn't realize you got to pick a struggle, brother. You can't get both.
That'll be an old super problem right there. I just want to point that out.
But yeah, I mean, I know he had a conversation with England.
This is Mike White,
the great Mike.
Okay, the great Mike White from the Jets.
Michael White.
So it can be interesting, but yeah, a lot depends on what Tua does and how Tua plays. If Tua can stay and give you a good full season, it's going to be very difficult to get past Miami, especially now that they got on defense that lockdown corner. If he can stay healthy, it should be interesting.
While we're talking football, man, can we talk about some of the guys that had? Because you brought up D Hop, that is still without a team, but you got Dalvin Cook still doesn't have a team. I mean,
which is crazy. He still
doesn't have a team. Like there's some players out there that still don't have a team.
Yeah.
Zeke, Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, Fournette.
Yeah.
Zeke.
Playoff Lenny.
I mean, is it going to take training camp injury for one of these guys to get on the team? Like, what's going on?
That's what it's looking like.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
Pat Olsen's playing, by the way, first inning.
And I see somebody that put in there about Hopkins may sign with KC, but he's also very much into Tennessee, and he's having a lot of conversations with Buffalo. So right now, nobody knows what DeAndre Hopkins is going to do right now.
He's not coming to Tennessee.
Speaking of football,
he would have already been there.
Speaking of football players, Aaron Judge is taking batting practice for the first time in Colorado.
Speaking of football,
So
He said, speaking
Like,
of
speaking of football players, Aaron Judge.
Wow.
I'm like, how do we get to Aaron Judge?
Speaking of
well, he's
Speaking of-
six,
football players,
he's
that also
6'7",
just hit a grand slam.
250.
Speaking of running backs who won't be running the ball come September, Alvin Kamara. They looking down the barrel. They trying to move this case
don't know
along.
that
He
yet.
took the plea deal. He gonna get suspended. We don't know how long, but he took a plea deal for a lesser misdemeanor charge, which I don't understand how that was even offered because everybody saw the video and you saw the man's face.
We don't know that yet.
You don't know what that he go
Allegedly.
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 He pled guilty to the alleged misdemeanor. How long y'all think he gonna be out for?
Couple of games.
No more
Maybe.
than 4. No more than 4.
I give him 4.
No more than 4. I don't think it's gonna be 4.
Honestly, I think it might be more like maybe 2.
They've done a good job of sweeping this one under the rug so much. Like I forgot that he was even under a charge until they
Right.
said that he pled. I forgot that he was still dealing with that.
You forgot.
Kareem
I
Hunt.
Forgot
about him.
Why is he not on somebody's team?
That's another one.
But I'm telling you, the people in New Orleans did not forget that he was still under charges.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're in New Orleans, so yeah, I can understand that.
That makes sense.
But they are making it seem like they not gonna be without him at all. Because they asked Dennis Allen about it down here. It was like, so what's your plans for Alvin Kamara for the season? It was like, we plan for him to be playing. Like, nigga,
I'm trying to decide on if he's
saw
a
him.
keeper or not.
Well, he
So I
gonna probably be out.
I need some clarification on this before.
Well, Q,
If they suspend him, I don't see them suspending him for more than 6 games. He gonna be probably it'll be around 4 games. So I would keep him.
well, to answer Chrissy Blunt's comment, he said there may be an opening for Dalvin Cook. That's why they signed Jamal Williams.
Yeah,
So,
I was about to say, he's not going to New Orleans.
He's not going to go there. Yeah, Williams is going to get
Dalvin
go
Cook
back down.
wants to go to Miami.
Jamal Williams been shining down here.
Dalvin Cook wants to go to Miami.
He
And
definitely.
if he goes to Miami, that's a whole nother issue.
We discussed it earlier. It's not a foregone conclusion that Cook and Hopkins can end up in New England.
I mean, it's not a far gone conclusion, but I don't think it would
I don't
happen.
know if Cook would, because they're high on Stevenson. So I don't know if Cook would.
Well, these days it takes a 2 running back committee to get to the season.
And you know, Bill Belichick loves to run 4 or 5 running backs. But
Mhm.
I don't know if like them signing Dalvin Cook would be more of a luxury than a need, is what I'm getting at.
Right.
So you got to keep up with the rest of the division. So if it takes, because they want to play together. So if Hopkins says, "Hey, I'll sign," and Cook signs, then hey, give him 2 contracts. I'm not gonna say no.
I'm definitely not saying no to that.
Yeah, but like I said, I think D Hop he wants to play for a contender and he wants to get paid.
Right.
So he's gonna have to choose one. Do you want to play for a contender or do you want to get paid? Because the contenders ain't got the money to pay him.
Not anymore.
The ones that got the money aren't really considered contenders.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to choose.
He's thinking he could pull a Odell and get the 15 mil for the 1 year, but
He's asking
that was
for.
Odell.
That's what he's asking for.
Yeah, but that's
teams that are
Odell.
contenders don't have the money to give him Odell money.
Ain't got that no more. He waited too late in the process to try to get that because
I mean,
and not to mention, will they pay you that?
but that wasn't on him though that he missed. He got
No, it definitely wasn't him.
so that wasn't on him.
I don't understand why the Vikings even released Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I didn't understand
I
that.
thought it was,
Neil,
I
I
thought it was
guess.
just it was just
He was
save
going to get
money,
$3
wasn't it?
million, but I didn't understand that one either.
It was to
I
get
don't
under the
understand
salary
either.
cap.
No,
That's
I'm
what they
agreeing
said.
with you. I didn't understand that one either.
Yeah, it was salary
No.
cap move, is what they said.
Now I got a question. For Amir.
So I'm still confused about that.
Go ahead, Rob.
They still got to do something on the running back because is Alexander Mattinson a 3-down back?
They,
I guess that's what they're thinking.
Well,
That's what they're running with.
3-down back.
That's what they're running with. So they think so.
Now my question for Amir is, what in the haberdasheries the New York Giants doing? Are y'all going to sign that man or what?
So okay. So the reports came out saying the Giants offered 13, Barkley won 16, and Barkley said that the fact that they even offered 13 is a lie. So he shut down the report off the bat. So with that being said, the Giants not even offering 13. So the Giants are not offering him nothing. And then the guaranteed money was supposed to come out to 19, where if he signs the franchise tag, it'll be 22.
Right.
So I'm not understanding what the Giants are doing long term. But on the flip side, I don't know what Saquon is doing on the short term. So if you can get 22 and that's not being offered, get your 22, play out your franchise tag, and then look long term somewhere else. You know, if the Giants are not even giving you that.
Right.
So I'm an advocate for both sides. I get it. The Giants are being cheap. They are. But Saquon, hello, the market is not there for running backs, period. We just discussed how many running backs are on the sideline without job. I guarantee you when Hunt, Zeke, Fournette, and all these guys get contracts, it's going to be the equivalent of Russell Westbrook contract, 2 years, $8 million. That's what they're going to get.
No, you're right. You're right.
So Barkley needs to wake up a little bit and be like, you know what? It's not a me thing. It's just the NFL right now is not believing in running backs. And on the flip side, Eckler said the same thing just yesterday.
I was just about to say, Austin Eckler just said that
that backup wide, his words was backup wide receivers are making more than starting running backs.
Exactly.
I get it. Not right. That's what the market is right now in the NFL. So why would the Giants go pay him $16 million when only McCaffrey and maybe somebody else is getting that? Nobody else is getting that. So I see both sides. I see the business side of it, but I also see Barkley. If you can make that money right now, why not? And then prove him wrong. I don't know. I'm confused when it comes to the running back market. I really am.
And see, that's why I said, and if you remember, before the season ended, when they were going to have to choose between Daniel Jones and Saquon, I was like, they should pay Saquon, franchise Daniel Jones.
Right.
Because you go ahead and get Saquon out the way, you're avoiding this 19 and a half million, because he's going to take the contract presented to him at that point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now he has the leverage of, hey, I'm getting 22 mil if I sign a franchise, and you're only trying to give me 19 and a half if I sign a long term. I would have made Daniel Jones prove last year wasn't a fluke.
That's what should have happened.
But there's a lot. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm not disputing that. But the issue is Saquon Barkley first year without getting hurt was last year. I'm gonna start off with that.
Right.
2, the quarterback franchise tag is looking like between $30 to $34 million a year. That's not what they wanted. I know. They gave Daniel Jones $40 million.
But they're giving him like what, 45, 42? What is he
They
getting?
overpaid Daniel Jones. I'm not advocating Daniel Jones. They overpaid him. I'm Daniel Jones. I will sign my name in crayon because I'll be so happy. Okay, take my money and do what I got to do. Now, I believe in Dable as the coach. What he's doing over there, coming out of the system in Buffalo, he's not a Josh Allen. You know, I'll give Josh Allen his props. Daniel Jones is not Josh Allen. But coming out of a division that is hard, like the Eagles and Cowboys, and still make the playoffs, like they did last season, they both showed up in the season they had to. They made the playoffs and won a playoff game.
Right.
And that gives you the right to that money. And that's why I said if I'm Saquon Barkley right now, he may not see $22 million again in one season after this season. So take it and then see what the market is next year. That's just my opinion.
Well, I'm all for these people getting their money if they out here balling out. Now, if you ain't balling out, or if you staying hurt, you shouldn't get money. Sort of like your boy Rob, that's your boy Snacks. You know, they paid him all that money, and he that's your boy.
That's your city. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
His team.
Exactly. That's your fault.
You You out
His
there,
city, his team.
you out there introducing him to people, so he can go and talk to folks and fly them into the city and stuff. But they got reports that's come out this week. He's sitting there talking about the diet is what was killing him, and he didn't get along with the nutritionist with the Pelicans, and he liked basketball, but he ain't trying to put in the work or something like that. I don't think he's the one who said that. I think that was somebody else. But he's determined on proving everybody wrong, is what he said. He said he about to take the blueprint from LeBron James and spend money on his body so that he don't have to get lean, but he can still be flexible and not get as hurt. Do y'all see that as something viable and something that he will be able to do without losing the weight? Or will he absolutely need to lose weight to be able to do this?
I'm gonna say this right now. Until y'all close Cafe Du Monde, he ain't losing a pound.
They ain't closing Cafe Du Monde.
I'm gonna leave that right there. That's all I'm saying.
You saw the documentary. Cafe Du Monde is an institution. They ain't
Jimmy, you failed again with the segue. You should have said it. Speaking of football players, Zion Williamson. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you should have started this segue. That way, you knew that we were jumping from basketball back to basketball. So
I would have thought more along the lines of, speaking boxing, along the lines of butt bean. Then we talk about snacks. But you know what I'm saying? Either way.
It's obvious that he has way more on his plate than basketball.
Right.
We've seen that in the last month or so. And he's still a kid. He's a baby. He's still a kid. I'm going to take it one step back. So when he was in Duke and I saw him and he was doing his fancy dunks and dominating, my whole thing was, I said he's a man among boys when he was doing it in college, right? And he won't be able to do that in the NBA. He did. Prove me wrong. But his body couldn't handle him producing 82 games a season.
Right.
He has yet to do that. And the question is, not sure if it's a New Orleans things, i.e. Michael Thomas, i.e. Williamson, is something in that water out there that people can't play a whole season in New Orleans.
Yeah,
I don't think it was his body that betrayed him. It's his conditioning.
And that's
what failed him.
And that's what Amir was getting to. Is it something in the water? Yes, it's called crawfish ball. It's in the water. It's in everything that they do down here.
We all knew he was going to be a big boy. It's in his DNA. And to fight your DNA, you got to work twice as hard. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Like, my DNA is to be a baseball player. If I want to do anything else sports-wise, I will have to work 8 times as hard on other sports. But my DNA says I'm a baseball player. Cool. I played baseball, made it good. I did fine. He has DNA. He has to fight. He has to work. Like all you guys said is conditioning. He's not working towards that. And I think New Orleans was like the last place he needed to go to start an NBA career. He should have sent his ass to Toronto. Sent him up there. Rooms up there. Everything bland. He'd been fine up there.
I think he would have lost his damn mind in Toronto.
I think it also has the fact that he has to grow up mentally. He needs to grow up mentally. That's because, you can have decent conditioning, but if you don't have the mental capacity to say, you know what, I know I need to do this, I need to do that, maybe I need to step back and stop doing whatever I'm doing and, do what I can to get myself back on the court. If you don't have that mental capacity to do what you need to do, it's not going to matter. And he needs a better circle around him. I don't know who his circle is, but he needs some people there, not the yes man, not the people that just agree to just be around you. He needs to get some people that'll tell you, hey, fat boy, get your big ass away from that stove. He needs somebody to reel him in. And
Mariah was trying to do that for him.
I bet she was.
So she did. The person that's in his ear, like everybody know, is his uncle. He the same person who was coming out talking about he need to get traded. He want to get traded, but you ain't never heard nothing come out of his mouth. They need to let him go and he your meal ticket. I need you to go sit down somewhere, put him on a diet, tell him stop eating all this stuff and stop messing with porn stars and strippers. That's what you need to do, Uncle Tony or whatever your name is. Get him to get his conditioning together so he can continue to be your meal ticket.
I think the kid's gonna be fine. Once he gets his head on right, which I hope is this season, I think the guy will be good. He's a phenomenal talent. Everybody knows that, but
He is.
I really hope he can get it together so we can see a true, if not a complete season, but at least a majority of the season of what he would look like, and see if he can reach that level that everyone thought he could reach to.
Breaking news. I wish we had like a tick at the bottom.
Restructure
His contract to stay in Cincinnati because he was about to be a salary cap cut. I mean, which is crazy to me as well.
Look. He said, speaking of football, that was
Yes. Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
You're right. Speaking of boxes, Rob, as you were saying, did y'all watch the ESPYs? Y'all saw everything going down on the ESPYs?
Some bits of it.
Some bits of it.
I didn't see too much. I saw Clarissa Seal. She was the first woman ever to win Best Boxer.
I can respect that.
The
The gold of women's boxing.
Right.
She
Well,
has
won
a pretty
best
cool.
team.
well deserved.
And
Yeah, it was.
is she the GOAT?
Me, I think it was who she wanted over that makes it even better because she wanted over Tank, Haney, and Shakur.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I
Like
thought-
that's major.
But I think because she put on more fights and also did UFC as well. Not UFC, MMA. She did. I think she did MMA as well. So it would just show that she stayed more
She's
in line.
dangerous.
I thought it would have went to Gervonta Davis, but yeah,
Who, by the way,
definitely.
just got released.
yeah, it's
What you did there?
these boxers definitely haven't put themselves in the limelight too well lately. Hopefully that Bud Crawford Errol Spence fight here next weekend, right?
Next weekend. Yep.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Hopefully that fight
It should be a good one.
should be a dandy, as they say.
Lucy.
Speaking of
Yeah.
dandy, really quick. Sorry.
Yeah, Crawford or Spence.
Next weekend. Who am I
No,
picking?
he said, "Who do you got?"
You have winning.
Who you picking?
Next weekend.
I get Crawford.
You got next weekend winning.
Yeah,
I'm about to
next
say,
weekend, I
okay,
pick
next weekend it is.
I picked next weekend too. That's gonna be a good weekend. They go
I'm
next
gonna pick
weekend
double
winning.
weekend, man.
Next weekend I pick Crawford.
So weekend.
Next
Crawford.
Friday.
Who you got, Jim?
I got Crawford.
Crawford.
Okay, so we unanimous with that one.
Yeah, Crawford.
'Cause I think I got Crawford too.
There you go. Well,
Then I'm picking Errol Spence.
oh snap!
Hey, that's fine too.
Hey, do what you feel. Do what you feel.
I think I want
Do
Errol.
what your heart tells you to do.
Exactly.
If I'm being honest, I think I want Errol Spence to win, but I think Crawford is going to win.
I want Crawford to win, and I think he's gonna win.
No, I think it's good for boxing that another undisputed one pound for pound type fighter steps up. It's always good for boxing when you have multiple candidates. That's the best days was what? Hearns, Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. Those are the best days. You didn't know who's going to be who. Who's going to be who
Right.
in a given fight.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Crawford turns around and just beats everybody. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
While we're talking about that, how long is Haney gonna keep trying to dodge Shakur?
I think
'Cause
he
he's
revoked,
dodging him right now.
I think he revoked his own
He's
visa.
scared. I think he's scared of Shakur right now, especially
agree.
after his last fight.
Well,
I totally
If he lost
agree.
that last fight, they gave him that one.
that
He
may
lost
be
that last fight.
that may
Oh, yeah.
be true. And
He was shocked that he won it.
yep, I mean that may be true. But we gotta get out of here. We gotta jam on. This has been the All Sports Matter podcast. Y'all know some people like football, basketball, and baseball, while others like NASCAR, volleyball, and boxing. But here, All Sports Matter. We'll see y'all later. Peace.